Ever since I released the worst stand in JoJo video, I've been seeing a lot of comments about Holly's stand. Yeah, remember Holly, Jotaro's mother and Joseph's daughter, and pretty much the catalyst for part 3? Well, anyways, people have been telling me things like, you forgot about Holly's stand, where's Holly's stand? And even some comments saying that Holly's stand is the worst in JoJo because all it does is kill the user. It seems that a lot of people are under the impression that it was her stand's ability that was slowly killing her, but that is not the case. Early on in part 3, when the Crusaders are still learning about stand abilities and trying to locate Dio, Holly's fever intensifies to the point where she can't even stay conscious anymore, and they discover that Holly's stand is manifesting. When Avdol discovers Holly's stand, he explains that stands are controlled by a person's mental strength and move on their fighting instinct, and the reason Holly's stand is killing her is because she lacks the strength and she is too gentle and peaceful. So at first, it makes sense. In order to be a stand user, you have to have mental strength and a fighting spirit of some sort, as all of the stand users we've seen up to this point have been strong men, mentally and physically. But as the story goes on, we are introduced to stand users that completely contradict this idea, and I'm not even talking about stand users in later parts of JoJo. Even stands in Stardust Crusaders, the part where the whole story revolves around Holly being too weak to control her stand. Yet we see stand users like a dog and even a bird. Although I do like the idea of animal and non-human stand users, and even Iggy and Pet Shop I can let slide because some animals can have fighting spirits and a violent nature. But it just seems like nonsense that a full-grown adult doesn't have the mental strength of a dog or a bird. It's also worthy to take into consideration that Holly isn't just a normal human, but rather a Joestar, someone who shares blood and is a direct descendant of the man who saved the world from the perfect life form. And also, she gave birth to one of the most badass characters in the entire series, showing that she has that bit of the Joestar blood in her DNA, and she was able to pass it on. Because I know damn well Jotaro did not get that fighting spirit from his father Sadao, rather from his ancestors Jonathan and Joseph. So even if Holly is the most peaceful and gentle person in the world, it's just not that believable that nowhere inside her mind or soul is the strength to possess a stand, whether she knows it's there or not. And once we get on to later parts of JoJo, Holly's entire character just becomes a walking paradox, as we see stand users who are babies, turtles, and even a rat for Christ's sakes. So looking back on part 3, it just seems like the whole motivation for the Crusaders racing to defeat Dio is just one big plot hole. But I mean, this wouldn't be the only plot hole from part 3, so I guess it's being consistent by being non-consistent. So that's just sort of my problem with Holly's stand. But back to the idea that it's a bad stand, or even that it was the stand's ability that was killing Holly. We have no idea if Holly's stand was good or bad because we don't know its ability. The stand never fully developed. Her stand wasn't special in any way that it drained the life from her because she wasn't strong enough to possess it. Avdol said that it is entirely possible for a stand to kill its user, and that in his past he saw it happen all of the time. No stand's ability is to slowly kill its user in 50 days, or at least no stand that we've seen. So no, Holly's stand is not the worst stand in JoJo. Rather, it's not even a stand, and we have no idea what its ability would have been. And if you remember, when Josuke was a baby, his stand began to manifest at the same time Holly did, and it slowly began to kill him too because he wasn't strong enough to control it. And the only reason they were both sick is because they weren't strong, and we all know that Crazy Diamond's ability is not to slowly kill its users, so why would it be the case for Holly? Holly's stand had the potential to be something great, but we just never saw it develop. But based on the stand's appearance, or at least what we think it appeared as, it looks like it would have been a grass or nature manipulation type stand, similar to the way that Magician's Red was able to control, create, and manipulate fire. But in Holly's case, it would have just been with nature. I assume this because stands were pretty simple back in part 3, and generally had some sort of elemental type ability, whether it be fire, water, or ice. Another ability her stand could have had was some sort of healing or life giver ability, similar to Giorno's Gold Experience. This seems more in line with Holly's character, as her stand would be non-violent and have sort of a Mother Nature theme to it that perfectly fits her peaceful and gentle nature. So I guess that's the deal with Holly's stand. It never fully developed, and she was never able to control it, so we have no idea how good or bad of a stand it was. Holly was just too weak, so she suffered the same fate as many other people, only she was actually able to get rid of her stand after Dio was defeated. But wait, then how do all of the other members of the bloodline keep their stands? Well, I guess that's just another part 3 plot hole for another video. So if I see another comment saying that Holly's stand is the worst stand in JoJo because it kills her, I'm going to fucking murder unconscious bleeding on the floor. Well, shit, that got a little dark. Anyways, leave a like if I fought your boredom or if you just enjoyed, and of course, subscribe for more videos. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.
Do you remember the 21st night, September?